Hey guys, what's up? This is Studio X News with your girl Amber. I am updating you on this Israeli Gulf State peace plan. We've had something else break here. Let's go right into this because this is what we really need to be watching. Okay. Um, does Israel need pacts with Persian Gulf that Katz is trying to secure? Uh, some of this is kind of whatever. I'm going to go down to where let's see. Okay, here's where I found this was interesting, and you guys can. I'm going to put this in the description below so you can read the full post. But this is what I'm finding interesting. He says he presented the idea to U.S. Mideast negotiator Jason Greenblatt at the Arab foreign ministers he met 2 weeks ago at the UN General Assembly meeting. I will continue to work to strengthen Israel's status in the region and around the world, he wrote. But Bar, president of Jerusalem Institute for Strategic Studies, said that when it comes to agreements, Katz should save himself the trouble. Now, this is where we could possibly be working towards that deadly wound. If something is official, the Arab countries have to sign, then forget about it because they're not going to do it. It's a good idea, but why would they sign it? Right now, they get all the cooperation with Israel they want without coming out of the closet. Now, you got to think about this. Why Israel should allow ties to remain hidden, since they are beneficial to both sides, and that bringing them out in the open would begin a peace process of the Arab public getting used to the idea of engaging with Israel. Bar said that Israel could ask them to make the ties more public, but there is no need for formal agreements. Go further down. Agreements commit them more, he said. This has to be gradual. The informal at times is stronger than the formal. Well, we know that this system doesn't come together because there's disagreements at the table. Now, if Israel pushes for the Arab Gulf states to sign something, they're not going to do it. Right now, they're in an informal agreement, verbal agreement, okay? And they're not going to want to sign anything because that locks them down. And you can't ever lock a Kenite down to having no violence. That just isn't going to work. Also, another report in, Israel is seeking non-aggression agreements with Gulf states. Now, this was set out 1 hour ago, and let me see if I can actually find this, because this is actually on my cell phone, and it didn't come up on my computer. So, Israel seeking non-aggression. We'll see if it comes up. If not, I'll read it from my phone. There it is. It is there. Okay. It wasn't earlier. It's really weird that sometimes this stuff seems to really be buried. And they seem to do this on purpose. So, let's see if that's in the screen. Okay, that's in the screen. I'm going to go ahead and read this. Israel Foreign Minister Katz said he is seeking a non-aggression agreement with the Gulf states as the two sides have warmed up to each other against the common foe, Iran. This was released 1 hour ago. The Israel leader who met Bahraini foreign minister Khaled bin Alama Al-Khalifa, wow, they got like huge names, in July, wrote on Twitter on Sunday that the aim is to eventually forego future peace agreements with the Arabs. All 22 Arab countries except Egypt and Jordan do not recognize Israel over the latter's occupation of Arab lands in the Palestine and Syria. Recently, I've been promoting, under the backing of the United States, a political initiative to sign a non-aggression agreements with the Arab Gulf states, Katz wrote on Twitter on Sunday. The historic move will put an end to the conflict and allow civilian cooperation until peace agreements are signed. It is seen as the latest push by Israel to improve relations with the Gulf states who do not formally recognize Israel and do not have formal diplomatic relations. Israel's occupation of the Palestinian territories have been a major obstacle in foregoing peace deals with Arab countries, but common concerns over Iran have brought them closer in recent years. Iran's support for proxies in Syria, Iraq, Lebanon, and Yemen have been worrying many, including Israel and Saudi Arabia. In his tweet, Katz said he discussed the non-aggression plan with Arab foreign ministers and U.S. President Donald Trump, outgoing envoy for the Middle East Jason Greenblatt, during the assembly. We have discussed in depth the regional realities and ways to deal with the Iranian threat, and at the same time, we agreed on a process to promote civil cooperation between the two countries, he said. Skipping down a little bit. They believe Israel can work magic. Yeah, I bet they can. Let's see. Mohammed, a professor of American Studies at the University of Tehran, told Al Jazeera that the latest news is a very positive step for Iran. It has been open secret that Israel, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates have been allies for years, working together behind the scenes. Of course they have. Whenever Iran would try to point this out, they would regularly deny it, but in recent years their close ties have become more open and there's much more evidence. Well, we know that. They always work behind the scenes, don't they? This actually helps Iran because any regime in the region that associates itself with Israel regime, its image is hurt significantly. The more open this is, the better, he said, alluding to widespread Arab resentment against Israel for its occupation of Palestine. Okay, so this is a very long post. I'm going to go ahead and put it in the description below. I'm going to let you read it. I'm just giving you an update on this. We may see a disagreement here very soon, especially if Israel forces them to sign a paper instead of a verbal agreement. So I guess we're just going to have to watch and see what happens. Other things, couple other things that are happening is, I don't know if I had this set up. Let's see. My computer doesn't pause. Palestinian dies in violent riots on Gaza border, so they're still fighting around Jerusalem. Iraqi protest toll rises to 104 dead and 6,000 injured in the civilian uprising in Iraq. That's also something to watch too. Let's see. So basically, that's all I've got for right now. I'm going to research this peace plan a little bit more, but Watchmen watch. Keep your eyes on what they're doing with this peace plan. We could be seeing the deadly wound rearing its ugly head here shortly, especially, like I said, if they're going to force them to sign something. It doesn't look like they're too comfortable in doing that. So let's just go ahead and keep our eyes on Jerusalem. Watchmen watch. This is Studio X with the news as it happens. This is your girl Amber, and you know what I'm going to say. I'm out.